Hi, Hayley here. Welcome back. A few short years ago, I was in a seminar room by accident and stumbled across one of the most incredible insights that has literally changed my life to this day. And I'd like to share this with you because I hear so many of us wanting to know how to take personal responsibility for our lives, wanting to know how to get out of a negative situation, wanting to know how to change and get over our negative beliefs and our negative ideas about ourselves and our questions about whether we actually can achieve what we want. And this is how to do it. Are you living above or below the line? Now, this is a concept. So imagine if I drew a line across this screen and I asked you, are you living above or below the line? Now let's see what it looks like, okay? So if you're living below the line, there's three things that are happening. Number one is blame. Number two is excuses. And number three is denial. Now, this is going to teach you how to stop feeling like a victim and move forward in your life to become a victor. So when we're blaming, we are literally blaming others. We blame the environment, we blame the government, we blame our boss, we blame our team, we blame our spouse, we blame our family, we blame our upbringing, we blame the community, we can blame anything else around us that is outside of us and not us at all. We make it external, and that is blame. And any time you are doing this, you are living below the line. The second is making excuses, or otherwise known as justification. So, I couldn't do that because I didn't have time, or I didn't go and do my exercise this morning or today because I had too much on at work. Or, well, you get the drift, right? Making excuses is also living below the line. And here's the thing. The more excuses that you make, the more stories you have. The more stories you have, the more you start to believe that you cannot do things and you end up stuck as a victim and the cycle continues. So ditch your excuses, and I'm going to show you how in just a moment. The third below the line piece, and this is a biggie, right, is denial. Floating down that river, denial, right? So if you're in denial, it's basically like you're rejecting reality. You know, you kind of, maybe you're someone who everyone thinks that you're really positive and happy all the time, but you look at yourself in the mirror and you hate what you see. Or you feel like you've got a really great business, but the numbers don't kind of add up and you're just constantly feeling like, yeah, it's all great, but you're just denying reality a little bit. And by the way, if you think that you're not below the line, you're probably living in denial at the moment because everybody has a little bit of this pie in them. So once you're aware of it, you can change it. Now, if you're any of these things, we often have a favorite flavor that we permeate towards, whether it be blame or excuses or denial. I know for me, for a very long time, it was denial, and I still kind of slip back into that every now and again, as well as excuses. And here's how to get above the line. So when you're living above the line, you take full ownership, accountability, and responsibility for your life. And what that means is that anything that you previously made excuses or justifications for, anyone that you blamed, or in any way that you thought everything was fine, but it's really not, you start taking ownership for the results that you want to experience by asking yourself, who do I need to be? What do I need to do? How do I get that done? And how is this my responsibility? Now, in responsibility, it's just your ability to respond. And so you don't feel like a victim anymore. You know that you can respond to situations instead of react to them. You can take ownership for your part in anything that you're blaming others for, and you can be accountable for the actions that must occur in order for you to get where it is that you want to go. So in summary, living above the line will literally change your life. If you can teach this concept to your kids, to your partners, to your teams, it will be massively, massively, massively impactful in the way that you can speak to each other. Because when you notice that someone is living below the line, you can help rise up and bring each other up again so that you're living above the line together and making sure that you're taking ownership, accountability, and responsibility for your life. And this is how you become a victor. Now, this has completely changed my life, and I really hope that this really simple concept will change yours too. If you know someone who could really use a little bit of a pep up to get above the line, or to help to understand why perhaps they're feeling like a victim all the time, please feel free to share this video. And I'd love to leave you with a little dare. So in the comments below this video, leave me a comment and tell me, what are you now going to take responsibility for? And what was your favorite flavor of living below the line that you would permeate towards before? So 2 things. Number 1, what are you going to take ownership, accountability, and responsibility for? And number 2, where were you favoriting living below the line before today? Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you next week. Bye.